When I was in seminary, I had the opportunity to do a retreat weekend or a learning weekend. It wasn't exactly a retreat, dealing with racism and race issues. And we were a mixed group, African American and white, one Asian woman. And we talked about our experiences around race and racism. We talked about systems and race and racism. And we talked about ways of moving forward, of growing, developing, and trying to heal and to reconcile. There were a number of things that I learned in that time, but one of the things was a tool that I have found incredibly helpful over the years in relationships of all types and shapes and sizes. And that's when we have a trouble spot in a relationship, how we move through that in some concrete and hopefully fruitful ways. So at the time, I had a good friend of mine who I used to talk to all the time and hang out with regularly, and they had gotten involved in a romantic relationship. And then, not surprisingly, I got far less of their time. And I missed them. I missed this friend. And so I practiced with this tool with this person first. And what the first step is to name what happens as objectively as possible and with as little blame as possible. So it wasn't, when you spend all your time with your girlfriend and don't make any time for me, it was not accusatory and blaming. It was when we speak infrequently and we don't get to hang out. That was it. What happens? We speak infrequently, we don't hang out. Then I feel, that's the second step, is to name how you feel in that. I feel sad, I feel disappointed, I feel lonely. And what I hope is the third step. What do I want to see shift? Not, I hope you'll dump her and we can hang out again, but I hope that maybe we could start talking on the phone maybe once a week and we could see each other in person every other week or so. It doesn't have to be pie in the sky, it should be somewhat realistic, but sort of naming what I think might help me in this relationship, what might diffuse my negative feelings and help me feel this connection again. And then to offer that to the person. Name as objectively as you can what's happening. Then second, state how you feel about it. And third, what your hope is. And then you offer that to them. You listen to them. Maybe they're experiencing the situation very differently, feeling very differently about it. But when you say what you're hoping for, they then have a chance to choose into that or out of that, or maybe negotiate with you about, well, I probably couldn't talk with you every single week on the phone or see you every other week, but maybe I could do this alternative instead. But I found in counseling with folks and talking with people over the years, often we can name our frustrations, our unhappiness, our bitterness. Maybe we can name what's going on, but often we sort of get stuck there. And we really need to look at, what is the ideal? Or at least what's a step better? What's a step of improvement? Friends, I would encourage you to maybe think about that and try that, especially if you have a relationship that has been stressed and strained, where there's a fracture and some brokenness and you're looking for some healing. Do maybe the steps first on your own in the mirror with a friend to sort of help you process before you take it to that person and say, this is what's going on as objectively as possible, or my perception is this is what's happening. 2, state how it's making you feel. And 3, offer an alternative. What could we be doing instead that might give new life and better health to our relationship? Take care, friends.